Hello and welcome to Damnable Delvings, where I delve into the world of horror media, and today I will be delving into another Abominable book club box. Now, I've had a little feel of the box and it does feel quite weighty this week, so I'm excited to see what's inside it. Not only that, but I also said last time that I was going to try and find a more horror appropriate way of opening the box rather than just a random pair of kitchen scissors. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, so what I shall be using instead is this. A plastic child-safe knife that we bought to teach one of my children cookery. But I think it'll do the job just fine. So here's this month's Abominable Book Club box. Let's see what offerings are contained within. Let me just quickly cut the seal using this incredibly safe knife. Safe, of course, also means not very good. Now I wish I got a real knife, to be honest, but
5 minutes later.
it is done. There's one thick sticker. Right, so what do we have in here today? It's a full guts box. Now, interestingly, I've opened it up today. I should show you what it looks like the moment you open it up, because I haven't done that before. So this is what this one is this month. As you can see, the mystery book is inside already, wrapped. There's lots of little bits of cardboard and paper to keep everything safe. And I can see, we'll start with the treats this time, because the treat ones are right at the top. And first of all, what we have here is Bakewell Tart Gourmet Popcorn. Air-popped popcorn coated in a smooth caramel with cherry and almond. Now, I imagine a lot of you will think that sounds absolutely delicious. I, on the other hand, am not a fan of the flavour of fruity things and sweet things together. So I'll probably be passing that on to the rest of my family, who will devour it in the gluttonous manner to which I have become accustomed. So there we go. We'll pop that to one side. What else do we have? We also have. We'll just do all the treats this time first. Here's the packet of treats, the little teeth sticker that I've become accustomed to seeing. And in here we have. This will be drinks, I'm imagining, mostly, or possibly entirely. So we have a Lions, still can't say it, Lions Rockadero No. 5 coffee bag, which is apparently dark and lively, which is nice, isn't it? So that should be tasty. We also have a bag of Yorkshire tea, a Yorkshire tea bag of Yorkshire tea. So very nice. We have an English tea shop organic lemongrass, citrus and ginger tea bag sachet. Not my kind of thing, but I know people who will enjoy it. We also have a Nescafe coffee sachet, so instant coffee. Lovely. And I think there's something else in here. Or do we have another hot chocolate, a Galaxy hot chocolate. I think we've got enough to make sure my children can have one now. So I'll pop those all to one side, and I will continue. I've realised now, in my urgency to try and find something comedic to cut the box open with, I've actually got something that will not cut the string on the mystery book. So we'll see how we go with that. But let's first of all, we'll pop this lovely mystery book, and there we are, beautifully wrapped again. I thought it was going to be a hardback because the box felt quite heavy, but I've just seen that there is actually a hardback in here, and the mystery book is in fact a paperback, I think. It's definitely a paperback. So put that to one side and have a look to see what we have in here book-wise. So the first book is Myrrh by Polly Hall, which is a hardback, so that's why the box felt heavy. It's by, it says here, one of the most remarkable novels I've read in some time, said Eric LaRocca. Myrrh swirls with sharp prose and personality, a dynamite stick of a book, pregnant with pathos and nitroglycerin, says Hayley Piper. A festering account of the horrors women hold within their wombs and the ones their daughters inherit, says Lindy Ryan. No one can quite prepare you for the gift that is Myrrh. Remember the name Polly Hall. Her novel breathes life into the gathering gloom, said Clay McLeod Chapman. And the New York Times on a previous book, The Taxidermist Lover, said lush, filled with startling conclusions about the nature of art and love and death. So here it is. Myrrh has a goblin inside her, a voice in her head that tells her all the things she's done wrong, that berates her and drags her down. Feels weirdly familiar. Desperately searching for her birth parents across the dilapidated seaside towns in the south coast of England, she finds herself silenced and cut off at every step. Cayenne is trapped in a loveless marriage, the distance between her and her husband growing further and further each day. Longing for a child, she has visions promising her a baby. As Mer's frustrations grow, the goblin in her grows louder and louder, threatening to tear apart the few relationships she holds dear and to destroy everything around her. When Cayenne finds her husband growing closer to his daughter, Cayenne's stepdaughter, and pushing her further out of his life, she makes a decision that sends her into a terrible spiral. The stories of these women will unlock a past filled with dark secrets and strange connections, all leading to an unforgettable, horrific climax. So there we are. So this appears to be the second novel by Polly Hall, who also wrote The Taxidermist's Lover, which was a finalist in the Bram Stoker Awards. That looks interesting. The next book we have is an anthology book. It's called All Who Wander Are Lost, Destination Horror Stories. Gemma Amor. So, All Who Wander Are Lost. First Landing State Park, Antarctica, Mongolia, France, Norway, Ireland, Somerset, Egypt, a giant glacier in an unnamed land. What do all these places have in common? They're the perfect place to set a horror story, is what. In this brand new collection of destination-based tales of terror, Bram Stoker and British Fantasy Award nominated author Gemma Amor, the folly, full immersion, 6 rooms, Dear Laura, takes on a series of adventures through the weird and wonderful, the strange and unexplainable, across the remotest, wildest parts of this world, and through lands yet to be discovered. Expect dark and deranged encounters, beautiful vistas, old gods, ghosts, peculiar creatures, vampires, and that most terrifying of all monsters, mankind. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? It's funny actually, isn't it? Because horror fiction used to almost always be short stories and novellas, and then as time went on, it became more about novels, as did fiction in general. But I think short stories are sometimes the purest form of horror tale. When you think back to fairy tales and what have you. So that should be good. Now, I'm presuming, I was presuming that this month's signed book is the one by Polly Hall, and indeed it is. And here's my little book plate from Polly Hall. Although having said that, no. Here's one from Gemma Amor as well. So they both have a little signed book plate. Actually, I do think I remember the Abominable Book Club saying that from now on, all the books that come with the Abominable Book Club will be signed editions. So that's nice, isn't it? But let's see what other gubbins we have in here. So we have, let's pop those to one side and I'll put those in the books later. A sticker for the this will go on my laptop, as they always do. Do you read Sutter Kane? Do you read Sutter Kane? Well, you won't, because Sutter Kane is in fact a fictional author, if I remember correctly, from the John Carpenter film At the Mouth of Madness. But big fan of that film, so I love the sticker. That's great. That will definitely be going on my laptop. We have a couple of bookmarks here. The spoiler bookmark, and another one which features a sort of creepy face leering out of some ivy, and it says here, Jack of the Green. A curious May-Day tradition, Jack of the Green is thought to be an interpretation of the Green Man, a pagan deity of nature and fertility, associated with spring. Consisting of a conical wicker structure coated with leaves, the wearer would parade through the streets during folk festivals. There would often be a small opening through which the face of Jack could be seen. Folklorist Christina Hole described Jack as an ancient figure who represented the summer itself, the very old bring it in of a time of plenty. So very nice. It's quite folk horror, isn't it? Which I'm a big fan of. And also we appear to have in here, I think, another pin badge. And this month's pin badge is from Abracadabra Apparel. Abracadabra. I got there in the end. And it is a lovely Stephen King It pin badge. It's very nice, isn't it? Lovely, nice and dark. You'd have to have a really good look at it to see what it was. But it features the famous paper boat hovering over the grill. And I think you can just see a subtle hint of a face underneath. But it's based, I think, on the original cover of the novel. So that's lovely, yeah. So we now come to the stage where I try and figure out how on earth I'm going to open the mystery book. Let's see. Maybe this will saw it open. Let's find out. It's like ASMR magic, isn't it? There we go. It did work. Hooray. So here we are. We're just getting this open now. Let's see what wonders are contained within now. Often it's a mystery book. Sometimes it's a horror novel. I always prefer a horror novel, but I'm not upset by a mystery book. But we shall see. And it's by C.J. Tudor, of whom I have heard, and it's called The Drift. Britain's female Stephen King says, ugh, the Daily Mail. C.J. Tudor has it big time, says Lee Child. An overturned coach full of students, all of them are trapped. A stranded cable car full of strangers. One of them is dead. An isolated chalet full of friends. Soon, they'll be enemies. Outside, a snowstorm rages. Inside each group, a killer lurks. But that's not their only problem. Why is no rescue coming? Who are they? What are they trying to escape from? And who are the terrifying whistlers? So this is The Drift by C.J. Tudor. Lots of little quotes there on the front. Lots of lovely little quotes on the inside as well, saying how great C.J. Tudor is. I don't think I've read anything by C.J. Tudor, but I have, and this is a bit of a sad confession really, isn't it? Although I've not read anything by C.J. Tudor, I did recently see the TV series The Burning Girls, which was based on one of her books, and I really enjoyed that TV series. So I don't know how closely it hews to the story, but if the book is better than the TV series, as they often are, then it should be a cracker, and therefore hopefully this should be a cracker as well, because it was a really good TV series, well worth watching if you have Paramount Plus. So I look forward to reading that, and it is a horror novel, so yay, a horror novel from the mystery book. I have also ordered recently. Abominable Books were doing an offer whereby you could get 3 of the signed books from earlier boxes for a really good price. So I've purchased that, and I might open those up in the next few days when that arrives to show you what I've ordered. I know what's coming, but it might be a surprise for you. So that's what I've got planning, and that's what I've got planned in the future. But I'm very happy with this month's little haul, especially the mystery book. Actually, this time I'm really looking forward to that. It's a second-hand book, but it's in lovely condition. So until next time, stay creepy and keep reading horror.